Oh, Canada, my home native land. Okay, it's not my home or native land, but I'm a big fan of Quebec, as most people know. And today, two great restaurateurs from Montreal, Quebec, and someone I just met who is a friend of Jan's who owns a relatively new restaurant in Montreal, also on Rue Beaubien, and it is called Mitch's Deli. His name is Max Gagné, and great interviews, really interesting. Don't forget, we have our giveaway. As always, you can win a $25 Visa gift card. All you have to do is listen to at 32 minutes and 14 seconds. So when you see down below, you can see, 32 minutes and 14 seconds into the show. You can actually fast forward too if you're in a hurry. You want to listen to part of the show, but you still want a chance to win the $25 Visa gift card, which you can use for anything. You can use it to buy ketchup. You can use it to make a down payment on a boat. Now, granted, it's not a big portion of your down payment, but you can use it. You can use it to pay off part of your college debt. You can use it to buy gas. You can use it to buy groceries. You can use it to buy a fountain pen. What is a fountain pen? Why did that name come up? Who cares? Doesn't matter. That's not important. You can use it for anything you want. Whatever I say at 32 minutes and 14 seconds, whatever word I say, all you have to be is the first person to pick up the phone, dial 732-336-1040, or text the answer to 732-336-1040. Whatever word I say at 32 minutes and 14 seconds, if you're the first, we'll drop that in the mail today. We'll drop it right away. It'll be to you today, tomorrow, next day, at the most, maybe tomorrow, right? And you got 25 bucks. Pretty easy. It's fun. And don't forget, check out our website. We got a lot of great deals. And I've been talking about this for all summer long, but Jones is barbecue sauce. We had Mary Jones on our show. She's one of the two sisters that owns Jones Barbecue in Kansas City. And it's this unassuming place. And Mary and her sister are really nice, unassuming people. You kind of think they're, I don't know, like they act like they don't know what they're doing, but they are absolute geniuses when it comes to a couple of things. Marketing, getting their product out, great websites, and most importantly, these are great businesswomen, and they put out a great product. It's called Jones Barbecue. It's my favorite barbecue sauce. It's better than mine. It's 10 times better than mine. Mine's good, but this is the best barbecue sauce I've ever had. And you get it at our site, csgbn.com. We've got a lot of other half-off products. You get this for half price, right? We got everything on our site, gift certificates to restaurants all over New England, all over the world, including the two places we're going to be today, Mitch's Deli and the Geppetto, both on Rue Beaubien, Rue Beaubien in Montréal, Rue Beaubien in Montreal. CSGBN.com, get the certificates. Montreal is a great place to visit. It's beautiful in the fall, beautiful in the late summer. And after COVID, we need to get away, go places, right? So why not? CSGBN.com, all that today, plus Andrea Jorgensen, Seattle to Sunapee, on cooking something good. Find us on everywhere, YouTube, Facebook. We've got Instagram. We've got the little TikToks, TikTok body walk, do the TikTok dance. What's that TikTok dancer doing? Ooh. All right, that's not very good, but you know what I mean, right? If you enjoy the show, please subscribe, like, follow, all those things you need to do. I don't know any of that stuff. I'm not an expert. That's why I bring experts in to handle that for me. But we appreciate that, and we appreciate you watching and listening. And if you want some great deals, we can get them for you. All today on Cooking Something Good. So let's get going. Hey, we're back cooking something good. Our new friend, how are you, sir? Mr. Gagné in the United States. As a Tasmanian, that we would say Gagné. But that's not how you say your name. How do you pronounce it?
I say Gagné.
Gagné. It sounds so much better too. Gagné.
Yes, it does. And if we translate it, it's winning.
Oh my God! If you translate "do so," it means he keeps spilling stuff off the side of his desk here. Just before I came on, folks, I screwed up. I dropped my Manny's olive oil, one of my favorite sponsors. I dropped his bottle off the side. Hey, welcome to the show, Jan, my oldest friend in the world. Well, one of my oldest friends. Welcome to the
Dave?
show. I'm good. They are owners of Mitch's Deli, a relatively new place in Montreal. Guys, welcome to the show. Bienvenue, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us, man.
So, Mitch's Deli, how'd that come about? I read a story that during COVID, a lot of your students, and you were teaching at a cooking school, to say?
Yeah, exactly. I still teaching at the school downtown Montreal.
And what's it called?
It's École des métiers de la restauration.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and
just spell it like it sounds, folks.
Exactly, and we were. I don't know. I've been a month like doing nothing at home because I thought COVID was only lasting like a week or two.
Good call.
And,
yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was kind of a joke, but the joke was on me, and I felt like kind of I needed to do something for myself first, for sure, but for people around me that needed, like my students that just lost their job and just start like this cooking story that is to me a passion. So usually when you have passionate people, you don't want to sit around at home and do nothing. So I called one of them and asking him if he wants to join me to open like a little sandwich and a natural wine spot just for like the time that COVID will last. And he said, "There's nothing I want to do more in the world." So Mitch Deli starts there. So we find this little location, we clean it, and we buy lots of wine, lots of chickens, lots of like chickpeas, and Mitch Deli was born.
And what was it when it was born? It wasn't what it is now. It wasn't did you have an inside location, just an outside location? Was it just smaller?
No space inside. It was just a takeout spot with a lot of tables around outside.
And that was around for 2 years, 1 year?
It was around for a year and something.
A year and something. And then when did you decide, hey, we're going to go to the next step here?
It's just after we lived like through winter.
Yeah.
And winter for takeout spots in Montreal is horrible because winter here lasts 8 months.
Yeah. And it's a bit chilly.
Yeah, it's a bit chilly, and it was hard on the motivation, you know, when you start something and it goes boom, and then winters arrive and it's more quiet, so it was hard on motivation.
It's fair to say it's cash flow challenging when you have an outside location in Montreal. Yeah,
absolutely. Everything is so expensive now, and we only work with like local and bio product, like with no entrance and no shitty produce inside, no pesticide, even in our food and even in our wine.
So you're anti-shitty.
Yeah, but we got to define.
You have it's like I can compare it to my friend in Quebec City who owns a great restaurant, and my friend in Monopoly in Italy, my recent friend when I was there. It's fresh products that they inspect personally. So, and that's the key. Like I assume you're talking about, the key to great food is that you source the food yourself. You know where it comes from, and it's fresh, and it's of high quality.
We have to put pride in our food, and like I think it's the best thing we can do.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I actually wrote a question down. I'm usually not smart enough to write a question down. And now I can't even write a question down with my hand. I'm learning how to write left-handed, which is a challenge. But
probably a lot of things.
Yeah, I tell people I can brush my teeth left-handed, but I can't shave left-handed. But two of the most important things: one I can do left-handed, and one I can't do left-handed. And as I get older, one of them gets to be more. Well, they're both more important, right? But I can't finish my bathroom experience left-handed. But the other important thing I can do. Listen. Montreal has a tradition. They're famous for their viande fumée, their smoked meats.
Yeah.
And over the years, there's just been so many amazing meats, smoked and unsmoked, and of course, mind-blowing sandwiches that have been created as a result of this, 125, 135-year tradition. Did it ever occur to you guys, hey, you know, we're gonna amp this up, take this to the next stage. But there's a lot of immigrants over the last 30 years in Montreal who aren't familiar. They're familiar with the tradition, but have never really tasted it. And there's also the old timers who really understand it. Did it ever occur to you, hey, we better not suck? Right? Because people, that's a tradition. I mean, I for me, smoked meats it's in my blood. My family is French Canadian.
No, we love smoked meats in Montreal, and that's why I don't do it in the restaurant. You know, I smoke a lot of things. I smoke fish. We smoke like pork.
Yeah.
But I don't touch too much on the beef side because it's already been done so well.
Yeah, but I understand that. But I'm talking about because of the tradition of smoked meats. There's so many different smoked and unsmoked sandwiches in Montreal, especially that have become, there's a tradition of greatness.
Yeah.
You know, you got to say to yourself, this is something I better be great here because there's so many places and so many people in their homes, grandmothers, grandfather, grandma, grandpa, pepe, right? They make some of the best sandwiches in the world right in their homes.
Sandwich is the basics of food. So
yeah.
To me, that's the first thing you ate in your lunch when you're a kid. It's something everybody feel comfortable eating. But it's always like this comfort that we put on another level.
Yeah, and let me ask you another question. For me, I know people who are good cooks and they love to cook, but they love to talk about themselves cooking. And even if it's something complex, I made a duck with a demi-glaze vinegar reduction sauce and blah blah blah. Shut up, right? You made a duck, right? You make a sandwich. You can make the greatest sandwich in the world and put it on really crappy bread that doesn't fit that sandwich. It's not even crappy bread that doesn't fit that sandwich. What kind of role does what kind of role, and I mean ROLE, not ROLL. What kind of role does the bread play in Mitch's Deli when you're thinking about different sandwiches?
It's major. It's a major role. Bread, bread is life. If we have those European roots that what you eat is to start the day is bread, croissant or whatever. So we have this place, Brioche à Tête, that does the bread for us, and it's an amazing brioche. And they do a potato roll for us too, because we got some vegan sandwiches that we do on potato roll. And we're really happy with this bread, and I think you're right. If you screw with the bread, your sandwich is going to be bad.
And it has to be. I mean, there could be a bread that's perfect for one sandwich that doesn't work with another one. To make.
Yeah, you're right.
It gets soggy. I hate you go get a sandwich or even a burger here in the States. And the bun is all soggy. You're like, you did something wrong. Toast it. If nothing else, toast the damn thing so I don't get soggy bread. And that's what I love about places that really care about the overall sandwich. And that's all I hear from every review I've read at Mitch's Deli. By the way, I'm going to be there tomorrow. You're open on Wednesday, right?
Me?
I'm coming up for the day, yeah.
Oh, that's a nice surprise.
Yeah, I'm not going to wear any underwear, so be careful.
You make me nervous.
And then she made me breakfast. I come from a land down under. Isn't that song? Women do. And hey, I've been working on a new song. I want your opinion on it.
Yeah, I'm listening.
It has nothing to do with food, but I think, and I'm going to have to talk to my wife about this, but I'm willing to split the royalties with you because I think this song's going to make us so rich that we can all go like to the Boeing store and buy a 777, pick out what colors, all three of us. Are you married?
No, not yet.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Not yet.
Oh, good. That'll save you a fortune then. You won't have to buy her a plane too. But I have this idea for a song. I call it the COVID Cousins Birth Control Song. The COVID Cousin Birth Control Song. And it's all due to vaccination. So it goes, vaccinated, vaccinated, I'm vaccinated, you're vaccinated, but because we're related, we shouldn't have sex.
That would make a great country song, man.
Don't you think?
I'm really sure about it.
It's kind of hooky, don't you think?
Yeah.
And you're in for 1/3 because you were my guest when I first sang this show. I call it the COVID Cousins Vaccination Song. That's what I'm going to call
song,
it. Yeah, thanks.
Great lyrics.
Nothing to do with Mitch's Deli, so let's get back to that. I have not looked at your menu yet. First of all, what the hell's going on? You don't have a web page. Your web page isn't working.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Pourquoi?
But well, I don't know. No time for that. Maybe.
Mais c'est très important, hein?
Yeah,
For
I know.
quelque person de même de moi, for somebody the same as me, I like to go on there, order my food, get in, because I'm not even smart enough to remember what I was going to order when I left the house. If I've already ordered it, sometimes I walk.
We've been having issues with the switching location and switching like emails and stuff. So it's been complicated, but we're working on it.
But you know what? I'm one to say anything because anything technical that I touch breaks. I hired a company. They're called Morning Bird Media out of Springfield, Massachusetts, and they all look like they're 9 years old, and they're all smarter than me. I mean, I don't have a clue. Not a clue what I'm doing.
Yeah, they're born with it in their ends. Huh?
That's the difference, I think. I mean, I'm 58. I'm old.
I like to say people are so smart and know so many things that we didn't know when we were young. Right now.
No. So when you talk about the sandwiches and web page, blah blah blah, that's not important when it comes to you've got crowds coming in. You're doing great from everything I've been reading about.
Yeah, the place is going pretty well.
Yeah, and at some point, do you want there must be a critical mass where you say, hey. I either have to hire more people today, so.
But I really like this, Brooklyn vibe that we add to Mitch Deli. It's kind of like you don't know the place, you don't see that much of the place, but when you get into the place, you go nuts, and you're like, wow, this place is amazing.
And how far is it from Geppetto on Beaubien?
Two corner.
Oh, no kidding.
2 blocks.
Well, my friend Jan, who's upside down because he can't keep a.
I don't know where he is.
Hey,
he don't like us. He don't want to talk with us. Jan, speak with us a bit.
I'll teach the Americans a very important word. Ready? Trocachon.
Now we're talking.
Je suis désolé, je ne peux pas français très bien.
You're getting there.
Well, my family's from Île-d'Orléans. So I used to
Quebec City.
Yeah, I've known Jan. Gosh, it's got to be going on 35.
That's where you guys met each other.
Yeah, he worked at a great restaurant. A good friend of both of ours. Jacques Fortier owns a restaurant up there called the Saint Amour, which is just fantastic.
You know this place.
And that's where we met. And Jacques and I met because the dental assistant, my dental assistant, was his. God rest her soul, was his cousin. So she gave
cousin thing again.
About 40, yeah.
About this song.
Yeah, she wasn't my cousin though, so I don't have to sing the song. Anyway, that's how long we've known each other. Talk about some of the other things. It's not all sandwiches, right, at Mitch's Deli?
No, we mostly what we do is we have this sandwiches menu, but when the nice vegetables arrive, we do this kind of, I like to call it cuisine du marché. It's like a kitchen from the market.
Yeah.
So we have those producers that we love to do business with them, and they have amazing vegetables and fruits, and we kind of play with that and do all kinds of little plates. So if you feel like eating a thick sandwiches, where your spots, but if you feel like having a glass of wine and eating like some I don't know, a beef tart. No, but this week we had a beef tartare and a tomato tart, and so we have all kinds of stuff. We have those zucchini blossom.
Yeah.
That we make a hot dog with it. So it's vegetarian, and people go crazy for that.
A vegetarian zucchini blossom?
Yeah.
Sounds like a stripper name, doesn't it?
It sounds good.
Hey, next up on stage, zucchini hot dog blossom. It does sound like that. So before we go any further, I'll be up there tomorrow. I'm going to pick up about $500 worth of gift certificates, which we're going to sell to our listeners down here in the United States. So when they go to Montreal, they're just going to have to hit.
That's amazing.
Have to hit Mitch's Deli. What's the average ticket?
It's around. Depends if you feel like drinking or not.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm French and Italian. Try to guess.
Yeah. So it can be like 50
Okay.
50 to 60, and you have a great meal and a great buzz too.
All right, we'll get those certificates and we'll sell them. We'll get them in $25 denominations and sell them for half price. That way, when people go in, they can get a discount, right? But they still have to spend money. So they're still helping the restaurant out. They're still creating cash flow, and
That's super good.
hopefully they're going to spread the word and tell everybody how great Mitch's Deli is. And hopefully we can start now that the borders open up. I went every year for 35 years. I would go how many? 3, 4, 5 times a year up to Quebec City. Yeah, thanks, Sean. And
Ask him another question.
yeah, and is it true? Is it true that that it's
That's what they say.
That's what they say. No, you're not Irish. Hey, listen. Yeah, but we've been friends for a long, long time, and I've been to Quebec City for gosh, how many times? 90 times, 100 times to Quebec City on maybe for me, at least.
Sure.
At least. But you know, since COVID began, I got up to Montreal, and Jan and I went to a Canadiens game. I'm a huge Habs fan. I have 2 daughters. One of them's really smart. She's a Habs fan. The other one, and my wife, something went wrong. They're Bruins fans. They got all mixed up. But it's, you know, I got a chance to get out there April or May. It was for Guy Lafleur, the tribute night to Guy Lafleur, the Bruins game. But that's the only time, and it was not even, I saw Jan. We spent 2 or 3 hours at the game, and I was on a plane the next morning at 6 o'clock heading home. That's the only time I've been there. So excited to get back up to first Montreal, and then in the middle of September, I'll be up in Quebec City for 4 or 5 days. So I'm just so happy to get back. I know I joke about it, but avec son homme douce, c'est comment donc, close to my heart. Quebec and the people of Quebec and all my friends up there, and I can't wait to get up and to Mitch's Deli. Before I let you go, we've got wine. Do you have mixed drink or just wine?
You have mostly Quebec beers.
Yeah.
Wine from international, but on everything is like on. And what else we have? We do some cocktails too.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's not our specialty. But when people want cocktail, we can do them.
Yeah, and I tell you that going back to Quebec beers, you know, 30 years ago, you wouldn't think of beers from Quebec. You think of Labatt's, right?
Yeah, Labatt 50.
And
Labatt
Molson,
50.
and that's it, right? It's really exploded, the microbreweries up there. And actually, I'm going to talk to you when I'm up there because I do want to do a show on microbreweries in Quebec.
But you know why, huh?
No.
Because water is free here.
You can't tax it. Well, they do tax it, but you can't tax water. And the government loves their...
It's coming for sure.
Oh, my God. You know, they always get their share, no matter what. The government's always... It doesn't matter if it's local, state, federal. It doesn't matter if it's in the United States, Canada. It doesn't matter if it's Tibet. You know, they're going to get their money out of you every single time. And what can you do? There's nothing you can do about it. You cannot fight them. So what else do you need to know about Mitch's Deli? I mean, people, I go back to crossing the border. I kind of lost my train of thought there, but now that people can get across the border again, I'm encouraging people, hey, you want a nice getaway, 4 or 5 days, and you're in the New England area? And the one disappointment is there's no flights. You got to fly from here to Philadelphia to get to Montreal.
The best fried chicken sandwiches in America, man.
Are in Quebec?
No, I mean in America. You know, America, it's the whole thing. It's America and America.
America. Well, I'll tell you, down south, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, they've got some, and then out through the Southwest, some great fried chicken sandwiches.
They do a lot of great, but I invite them.
Yeah, I've got to talk about your fried chicken recipe. Do you have a coleslaw in there?
No coleslaw.
So what do you?
Only fresh shredded lettuce.
Yeah.
Like herbal like emulsion that really defines the identity on Mitch Deli on this side, because I like my wine to taste like garden. I like my food to taste like the garden too. So we like to have those herbal flavors to our sandwiches, and it makes a lot of difference. And for sure, we have this kind of Portuguese influences hot sauce that we roll the chicken in it,
Yeah.
and it and the buns for sure. The buns, the brioche is amazing. So altogether, it makes it a very great sandwich. It
And what?
was a joke. It's not the best in America. Everybody have his best in life. For some people, McDonald's is the best, and it's okay for them. But we're really happy, and we have a lot of pride in what we do.
And that's important. I mean, if you don't really believe it or not, I owned a rubbish company and worked for a rubbish company for 36 years. And it took a lot of pride in it. And if you didn't take pride in it and you weren't there all the time, it wasn't going to work. You had to really believe in it. It's the same with every industry. But just
Exactly.
going back, and I appreciate the fact you said, hey, McDonald's, if that's for you, that's fine. No, there's something wrong with that. And I think those people should go to prison. Right to jail. If you think that Wendy's or McDonald's or Burger King or Popeyes has the best anything, you should be in prison. And I don't care what country you live in. You should go to jail. Oh, I
But
don't.
mostly
I don't mean that.
what define the quality of Mitch Deli, it's the staff. It's the people that work there because they love the place so much, they make it better.
Yeah, and that's fun, right? That makes every day fun to go to work. Because if you have some people, I had great people over the years in my company, and right now I have a great staff, which makes it fun every single day. But if you have just one or two people, they can be. If you have a lot of people, and just one person is bad, you don't have to worry about it because the happy, hardworking, fun people who love it,
Yeah, we'll bring him.
and
We'll bring him up.
they'll either bring him up or they'll force him out.
Yeah,
All right, they'll make
exactly.
him either make him appreciate what he has there, or they'll just make his life miserable or her life miserable. So that's always nice to either bring people up or to crush their hopes and dreams. Either one are great. Those are great things. Those are great opportunities. It's
That's
like
crazy. That's a crazy show you got
it's,
there.
yeah, it's like the Canadians making it to the final one year and then finishing dead last the next year. And every night you're paying that extra $14.95 a month because you can't get Canadians on TV down here unless it's a nationally televised game. And when you're in last place by 6,412 points, nobody's televising you on national TV. So I watch them and they win and I'm all excited. And the next year I'm all excited and so this year, I think I think the Habs are going to win it all this year. Max, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll pick up those certificates.
Thank
and
you.
we'll do
My English is not perfect, so
Non, alors, tu parles français, pas anglais parfait. Je ne parle pas français. Hey, it's time. You know what? Seattle to Sunapee, Andrea to Dave. Dave to Andrea, which would be Sunapee to Seattle. Andrea Jorgensen, our favorite chef on the western part of the United States, soon to be on the eastern part. Got a big day planned. Me,
So
you,
excited.
Jack, your friend Joe, your friend, what's her name, Allison?
Nicole.
Can I call her Allison? Because that's I keep
No.
I've been calling her. We're going to have a great time in about 10 days out in Boston, and we're going to go to the Copley Farmers Market,
Yeah.
and we're going to collect some food, and then we're going to go out to a farm-to-table restaurant called Harvest. So it's going to be a great time. You're going to be back home. I haven't seen you in a long time. I'm excited, very excited.
I know.
I know. But we're here today, Dave and his bad finger. Bad Finger. Remember that song, Bad Finger?
No.
Oh, my God. Bad Finger.
Yeah, that's bad.
Ay, ay, ay. So I hide it under my Quebec book, which goes nice with my hat. I know you're a big Montreal Canadian fan.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're a big hockey fan.
I am, and Boston just signed Patrice Bergeron for one more year.
I was
as
thinking
well as David
maybe.
Krejci.
I was thinking
Oh,
maybe.
hell no. He would never
Of
go
course
to the
he
Canadiens.
would.
No, he would not.
He's Quebecois. He should. Oh.
No. You cannot cross lines like that. Absolutely not.
You know what's a funny thing? If he did, then we'd love him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And now we hate him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's such a
I only loved Max Pacioretty when he was on Team USA, and the rest of the time he was on the Canadiens, and I was like, oh no, screw him, no. And it wasn't until he went to Vegas that I was like, okay, now I can actually like him as a player because he's not a.
My younger daughter Izzy, I brought her up right. Big Canadian fan. She's in love with Cole Caulfield. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but she loves Cole Caulfield. I don't think she cares.
Okay.
She has a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
And hopefully we have a better year. What a disaster last year was, right?
Yeah. Who's your coach now? Because didn't they fire the coach?
Yeah, and then Carey got hurt. And every game he's in when he's healthy, there's a chance you're going to win that game. I mean, he's that good. But I'm missing him for a whole year. Just didn't work out. But we're back, ready to go. You know what tomorrow night is? Tomorrow night is the first preseason football game. This show will have already aired. So last Thursday was the first. And I predict that the Patriots are going to go 15-2, win the AFC, make it to the Super Bowl, and lose in the Super Bowl by 6 points. How about that?
Wow. That is specific.
If I was a gambling man and made that bet right now, put $10,000 down, I don't know how much I'd make, because I don't know what the odds are, because I'm not a gambling man anymore. Yeah, I didn't buy a ticket. You know how lackey I am in my desire to gamble. I did not buy a single ticket in the $1 billion
Mega Millions,
whatever the hell it was, Mega Man Powerball thing, because the odds are so unbelievably against you. And I kept telling everybody, I said, make a deal. I said, I'll give you $1.75 for every one of the tickets you bought. I asked like 10 people. I'll give you $1.75 for every single one of them. And nobody took me up on it, and it must have been 10 people.
Yeah.
A total of probably 500 tickets. And not a single person won.
Because they thought they were going to win.
Anything. They won nothing. 100 tickets, they got nothing.
Yeah.
They got zero. None of their tickets had enough information on it, enough matching numbers to win anything. It's just math it's a tax on dumb people. You know, and there's one person out there that won wherever, Wisconsin was it, or
I thought it was Illinois.
Illinois, Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago area.
Yeah.
But, and then I was kind of hopeful because I think my wife bought a couple out there because that's where she was. I said, maybe. Years ago, it was like 800 million or something, and the winner was in Chicopee. And
that's right. Yeah.
And my neighbor, like a week before, she said, I stopped at the so-and-so store in Chicopee and bought 10. So she had the right store. And when I heard it was in Chicopee, I was like, oh my.
Hello.
But alas, they didn't win. You can't win. You can't beat that. Cannot beat the gamblers.
No.
But it is football season. I love football season. I love tailgating. I'm going to do a couple tailgating shows. I'm going to go to St. Joe's University, where my good friend Hannah Prince just got the head coaching job for the St. Joe's field hockey team.
Oh, nice.
Yep, and she is...
Because both your girls played field hockey, right?
College field hockey. Yeah. And Hannah played a little with them and then coached them. She's a winner.
Yeah.
Front door to back. If you have a kid, a young woman who's going to college and wants to play Division I field hockey for a program that's going to teach them how to win on and off the field, Hannah Prince is the coach that you want. And I think she's going to be there for a long time. So I can't say enough about her. So I think we'll go to a game. I think we'll do some tailgating. Now that it's over, I mean, we've been going to for 8 straight years, 10 because of COVID. We've been going, or 9 because of COVID. We've been going to field hockey every fall, every week, 12, 13, 14 weeks out of the year. And before that, we were traveling all over the country and all over the world. This is the first year we'll be out of that system. So I miss tailgating. I really love a good tailgate.
Yeah.
And I like getting, my wife and I are absolute opposites. I love going to Jimmy Buffett concerts, getting there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and there's a huge crowd.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Huge crowd at 8 in the morning for a 7 o'clock show. But it's all about, great food, great friends. When you're younger, it's about falling off the pickup truck because you wanted to jump up and prove you could do a backflip. When you're older, it's about, taking a nap while the ambulance comes to pick up the people who did the backflip off the truck, right? That's what it's like. But a tailgate to me is so much fun, and we're going to do another interview with, I can't remember her name, and I just hurt my hand again. Anyway, she is one of the people who runs the tailgate at Old Miss, which is the largest tailgate. They average 125,000 people for the tailgate. And they average about 71,000 people for the game. So they have 125,000 people every home game all fall long. 125,000 people. That's a tailgate, my friend.
That's right.
So I think we'll find some good tailgaters and do a couple of shows and talk to them and maybe even go and tailgate with them. And I am going to do a St. Joseph's game. So it's going to be a good tailgating season.
Sweet.
And you can mix, tailgates. A lot of people are they do the traditional, sausage, onion, peppers,
Yeah,
hot
yeah,
dogs, hamburgers. Some people bring pizza. I think that's boring.
Hey, to each their own. To each their own.
And that's true too. My specialty, I brought sticky pork ribs. So they're
Oh, that's right.
boning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the porn. That's my go-to. That really is my go-to. The star anise and the scallions and the ginger and the garlic. It's so easy to make. Soy sauce, honey or maple syrup. I use.
And it transports. It all transports so
It
easy.
transports really well. The good thing about that, you make that the night before. I use it with marsala, right?
Oh, right.
So after you take it, so I sear both sides on top of the stove. And then I add my
Okay.
garlic, crushed red peppers, ginger, and then I'm going to add my soy sauce, and then I add my honey, and then I add my marsala. Uh, the most important thing is to get a really good sear. A lot of people
Yeah.
give up if it's got that grayish color. Nah,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
You want it like crispy on that
Really
sear.
crispy. Yeah, that gives it a lot of flavor. It kind of got this. I don't know how to describe that grayish. It just doesn't taste as good. But those are, and then star anise, which is one of my favorite things, absolute favorite things. But then when you're done, you take it out of the oven. You only have to cook it for 25, 30 minutes on each side. Uh, and then you take it and then you put it back on top of the stove and you heat it up slowly. And then you put it in your refrigerator and the next day you heat it up again. And it just gets better and better and better every single, all that fat reduces and it's just, so then you can wrap it up and bring it to it, wrap it up type in the pan in tinfoil.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
true.
then you can throw your whole pan on top of the grill,
Yeah.
heat it up again, and just one more time get it hot in that sauce. And you take that first bite, and you got those crushed red peppers. You got that hot, but then you got your honey, and you got the sweet, and you get that lemony fennel taste from your star anise. The ginger gives it a little kick too, and the garlic, and then what I do? I take onions. I got this recipe. It's an adaptation of a Gordon Ramsay recipe.
Mm.
But then I take a whole stalk of what's it called, bunch of scallions,
Mm.
and I'll just chop them up and put it on top before I put it in the oven, and they just disintegrate. So you get that
Oh, yeah.
oniony taste. It's just really, really. It's a great tailgate thing to bring, and then I bring a potato salad with that, and I make a crab potato salad, which is really good too. So those are usually my two big. And if you're there for 4 years, you get to feel it. So the people who've been there 4 years really have that group of sophomore and junior parents who
Yeah.
really have a feel. You're teaching the freshmen, but then as it moves out, as you cycle out, somebody else will start bringing. One of the grandfathers, great guy. Last name was McCarthy. Trying to remember his first name. Funny guy. Probably about 75 years old, but he had a hot dog steamer, like
Oh,
one of
okay.
those, and
Yeah, yeah.
he would stuff his hot dogs with and I don't care what you say, but with Cheese Whiz, which, you go to Pat's or you go to Gino's in Philly, and
Yeah.
I know, but I just love, under certain circumstances, Cheese Whiz. It's like Spam. I love Spam. I love it. Spam is the number one breakfast food in Hawaii.
Hmm.
You know why?
Why?
Because during World War II, they expected to having to invade Japan, and they thought it was going to be maybe a 2-year event. So Spam kept forever. It's just pressed ham,
Right.
right? So they brought in millions and millions and millions of cans of Spam because they were going to ship it out to the east, to the island of Japan, and out there to feed people, to feed
Yeah.
the soldiers. Well, we dropped the bomb, and they had all this Spam, and they became very good at using it. If you ever go to Hawaii, Spam's a big poi.
Oh, I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah, poi and Spam. But I like Spam with pineapple. I'll just chop it into thin slices, put it into a frying pan with just a little bit of sesame oil and then some pineapple on top, and then add a little soy sauce. It's good. It really is good. Some people hate it, and some people love it. Do you ever cook with anything like you're more of a
More of a like fresh ingredient.
you
person.
are a fresh ingredient person.
Yeah.
What have you worked on lately? What's going on out west? What's new and what's in season?
Oh, we just got a peach season just started.
Oh, I love peaches.
This time of year, I swap peaches for tomatoes until tomatoes come in season. So my margarita pizza has peaches on it. I'm doing all the peach pies. I do peach amaretto bread pudding, like
Oh, that sounds
you
really
name it.
good.
Like peaches are in everything right now.
And how's the corn? When does the corn come in out there? Is it okay?
So corn's kind of in right now.
Is it as good as like here in the back in the valley?
I like New England corn better.
Yeah,
You know, I grew up. So my neighborhood, there was a golf course around my neighborhood, and on the other side of the golf course was like these two brothers, these two brothers. They were probably like in their 80s, and they had acres and acres of corn, and they had like little fruit stand that they outside of their house, and they had the best corn. Like I don't know what they did, and then unfortunately they all ended up passing and whatever. But like they had the best corn. Like you could practically eat it raw. It was just like so good. You didn't have to do anything to it. It was just delicious.
Well, when we lived back in the valley, did you ever go to Galunkas? I don't know what it is. Galunkas has the best corn.
Really?
I don't know how they do it. I don't know, and I mean the corn here is great, right?
Yeah.
But it's the same kind of a deal. It's like Cimarowski. Cimarowski has the best asparagus. How I don't know. Although I had some Canadian asparagus. Asparagus it starts 3 weeks before it does in New England. It starts in New Jersey.
Right.
And then it moves up. And I had some last week. I went out to Simon Pierce, which is a restaurant I love up in up in where the heck is it? Just north of White River Junction in Vermont. What's the name of that? Quechee, Vermont. And I have to tell you, their asparagus was great. It's Canadian. It just keeps moving up, and it was very good. Because once season ends, once like this cycle ends, especially in the valley here, but I don't eat asparagus the rest of the year.
Nah.
There's certain things I can't eat. Tomatoes are coming in. They're here now. They're really, really good. I used to think they were the best in the world. Now I think they're second best.
Well, you can't beat Italian tomatoes. That pretty much goes without saying.
I fell in love with the Italian tomatoes. Yeah. But I always plant mine late. My tomatoes. Always like a month after everybody else. So into September, I still have tomatoes.
Yeah.
Which is nice. That kind of, so I can use everybody else's, then have mine for the, I don't have a lot. I have a lot of little cherry tomatoes. I love cherry tomatoes. I like going like this too, cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes, eyeglasses. I can't do the other.
Binoculars.
Binoculars, I can't do that. I can only do one hand though.
Is that the way for the binoculars?
Yeah, but I'm unfortunately handicapped at the moment, so I can't. Oh, not handicapped. I'm challenged at the moment, so I can't challenge. So I can't do that. But I do like cherry tomatoes. You know what I do with mine? I just overnight I'll cut them in half, and I shouldn't do this because of type 2 diabetes. So I'm not supposed to do this, but I'll put sugar over them, and then I'll put them a little bit of I just a little bit of honey. Right, and I'll sugar, and I'll mix them up in olive oil in a cast iron pan usually, and then I'll just put them in the oven overnight with the pilot light lit. So I'll leave them there for 10 hours, 8 hours. You do it on Saturday night, and then on Sunday morning you can have. They come out so good, it's unbelievable, unbelievable. And then in the morning I'll add a little balsamic vinegar.
Mm.
And then I'll have that, and then I'll make baked beans, and then I'll make so I'll have the tomatoes, the baked beans. I'll use Canadian bacon, and then I'll make scrambled eggs, and I have a British breakfast.
Oh, okay,
That's a traditional British breakfast. You know what I want to make, because we're trying to plan next year our cooking something good 4-day trip out to England.
But you're going, okay.
It's called a plowman.
Oh, plowman's platter, yeah.
Plowman's platter. So I have to. Have you made that before?
I have not, but I've had one before.
All right. Well, we have to work on that. You have to show me sometime in the late fall. We'll work on that.
Okay.
Because I want to be able to know what's in it, but I'm excited about this. And we're also going to the Diddley Squat Farm, which is there's a show on, I don't know, maybe on Netflix or Paramount. It's called Clarkson Farm.
Okay.
And Jeremy Clarkson is an actor. He was the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in England. He had the car racing kind of show.
Yeah.
What's that called? I can't remember. But he owned a farm, big farm in England, never ran it. And the guy who ran it retired, so he decided to do a documentary. His second season is coming on running the farm. So
is this the one that was like, wait, I have to spend how much on this tractor?
Oh, yeah. We talked about this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So he... But he opened a farm called Diddley Squat Farm Stand. and it's the size of a small bank. Like it's not very big, but we're going to go there too. We're going to go to the Diddley Squat Farm. And
Cool.
so I'm excited about this trip, but I want to know. I've never had a plowman's platter. It's what they
Okay.
eat for lunch. How are those
Yeah.
people not incredibly fat? They eat a lot of fat food. I love British food too.
A lot of sausages.
Oh, I love bangers and mash,
Fingers and mash.
chips.
Yeah.
But a chip is a fry.
Right.
A chip is a fry, and a fry is, I can't remember. A cookie is a biscuit.
Yeah.
They don't say biscuit. What does they call fry? A chip. I can't remember what they call a chip. Any
Yeah, there's a
British
bunch of-
any British people out there? British people, Dave at cookingsomethinggood.com. Dave at cookingsomethinggood.com. What do you folks call a potato chip? It's a different word.
Crisp.
Crisp. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Very well done. Okay. So I'm going to enjoy that. But back to it. 10 days, we're going to have a great time in Boston.
Yeah.
What's coming?
Anybody who wants to come join us, we will be there.
Yes.
You can't miss us.
You can't miss us. And Jack's going to be with us. And
Yeah.
your friend Joe's going to be with us. And your friend, don't tell me, it's not Allison. It's Nicole.
Yes.
Yes. Nicole's going to be
Yes.
with us. And we're
We've
going.
been friends since we were in second grade.
Yeah, right. So that's going to be fun. Is she
Yeah.
from North Dakota?
No, she's from Western Mass as well.
When did you move to North Dakota? You were born
I
there.
moved from North Dakota when I was 8.
Uh-huh. So you're not really 100% North Dakota.
No.
You're like as screwed up as they can be. You're like
Hey.
one half is like the most conservative place in the world, and the other half is the most liberal place in the world. You're like you might be, that might make you perfect.
Oh, maybe.
When you talk to
Maybe.
your husband, tell him that our audience thinks that you're perfect because of your upbringing. Absolutely perfect. See what he says.
Oh, let him know.
Oh my gosh! And you're coming out for how long? You got a little break.
Yeah, so I'll be out there 6 days, I think, 5 or 6 days.
And that's like a vacation. I mean, that's
It is because
yeah.
husband is staying home with both kiddos, so it's just me. So that's gonna be awesome.
And that's a job for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a former Marine and he manages a bunch of people right now for his current job. So
that's kind of funny because you think all I can picture is you saying that, and the next scene is how they've like 16 kids jumping on his back and him running for his life. Hey!
No, he actually has this, and I think I told you this. He has this bike that he can put both kids on.
Oh, that's cool.
Izzy has her own seat, and Ro has kind of like a cage thing around the back. I'll send you a picture.
Bikes help kids sleep too.
Yeah, they're a little old for that now, but when they were little, they both like conked out hard. But he'll just jump on the bike. He'll just throw them both on the bike, and they'll they bike down to the donut shop and get the kids donuts, and he gets a cup of coffee, and then they head out to the park, and then they'll bike over to some other park, and they'll spend the whole day on the bike.
Oh, that's fun. What do your kids
so
like
it's
to
good.
eat? What do your kids eat?
So you know how my oldest is a super picky eater?
Yeah.
I got him to eat hash brown waffles the other day dipped in sour cream.
That's pretty.
I was like, this is delicious. Please, for the love, try this. Like, I promise you, I will never feed you anything that I do not think you will not like. Like, please, for the love, try this. And he did. And he said, ooh, Mama, can I have my own? I was like, yes, you can actually have mine, and I will make another one.
See, now for me, if you dipped it in chocolate sauce with peanut butter sauce and honey and sugar and maple syrup, then I would happily eat it. I
was like, oh, this would actually be really good too with sweet potatoes. If you shredded up a bunch of sweet potatoes and then you served it with like a maple roasted garlic aioli.
That's really nice. I make sweet potatoes. I slice them really, really thin in the mandolin, actually. And then, then I put them in a giant paper bag, and I add cumin and what else did I put in there? I have it written down in my my book. I wrote it down. Cumin and maple syrup and salt and pepper, and I'm leaving something out. But I shake them in a bag, lay them on a big, huge pan, and I just bake them. 10 minutes on each side in a really hot oven, 450 degrees. Turn, and then I turn it off and shake them up again in the bag. It's like candy. It is so good. Oh, I use nutmeg and cinnamon. And
with the cumin.
With the cumin, yeah, and it gives it this cool kind of, and
Earthy.
earthy, and just a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah.
of cayenne. So you get
Okay.
that little bit of spice. Again, you get that little sweetness with the maple syrup. You get that cayenne, and then you get that. It's almost got an African kind of a Moroccan kind of African taste to it with all the spices in there.
Hmm.
And I like cumin. Nobody in my family likes cumin, so a lot of times I have to make it for myself. But I'll tell you, Jack loved those.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, and if Jack,
Are those things that like exploded all over the kitchen?
yeah, oh, I told you that one, right? Yeah, I had it in a. I didn't have any paper bags.
So what'd you use?
I used a big Tupperware thing, big
Oh.
rectangular one. I was shaking
Yeah,
the
yeah.
living hell out of it, and it just went everywhere. Made good for a TikTok.
Oh, there you go.
Now, I watch these. I've never seen TikTok, but my daughter Izzy. You have a son,
Yeah.
Izzy. My daughter Izzy was showing me these, and the University of Alabama, they're rushing. It's rush for their sororities.
Yeah, yeah.
So they do these TikToks that last like 1 minute, and it's the weirdest thing. They're like, "Hi, my name's Allison, and I'm rushing for. I go to the University of Alabama. It's rush time, and I'm just gonna say I got this bracelet I got at Gucci. These earrings I got at the Foxwood Mall. I got these pants at Abercrombie and Fitch. I can't name all these stores. And they're like, I got my shoes at Aritzia, and then they just go to the next person. Hundreds of thousands of people watch this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they have hundreds of thousands of followers. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do one next week.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna do one for the kitchen though. So
Okay.
and it's gonna be on TikTok. I don't want to give anything away because I wrote the script and I'm very proud of it.
Are you gonna be like, this spatula is from Sir Latab, and this is from William Sonova, and this? Are you gonna like do all that?
I'm not giving anything away. I don't want anybody jumping. Actually, by Monday it'll be done and aired, so I can tell you.
Oh, okay.
Right? So
Okay.
I can tell you now. By that time I'm done, I'm just going to be like, "Hi, my name's Dave, and we're doing a food rush today here at the University of Duso. This spatula comes from the spatula store. I got this pan, which I got at the pan store. I'm wearing my shirt, which I got at the shirt store. I got my socks. I got those at the sock store. I've got my vibrator. What's this doing here? Nope. I got my. So it's going to be. And
Nice.
everything's going to be, I got it at that store. This is
Nice.
the tomato I got at the tomato store. This is garlic I got at the garlic store. I'm really proud of this. This is minced meat, which I got at the minced meat store. I think it's going to be funny.
That's gonna be great.
Jack has his doubts, but he's coming along. Jack's a very serious lad.
I can't wait to meet Jack.
I know. Soon.
Soon?
He was going to be
Next
here.
week?
Yeah, he's going to be here
Hey,
today.
how exactly are we gonna film that, by the way?
Jack will bring everything. We have
Okay.
tripods. We have lights.
Do we need Wi-Fi?
Jack's got all that taken care of.
He's got all that. Okay.
All that. It's going to be recorded.
Right.
So we don't need Wi-Fi because everything's going to be recorded, and then he brings it back and
Edits. and
does
all that
whatever the
stuff.
hell he does,
Okay.
which he does well. So we'll
Of
have all
course.
that information, and then he'll put it together as a show. We're going to do, I don't know if you remember Bill Collins. He was a manager at Spoletos. Now he's up for years now. He's owned a great restaurant down in East Long Meadow. It's called Center Square Grill.
Oh yeah.
And we're
Mhm.
going to be recording down. We're actually going to bring the equipment down and record. And he's got a really nice kitchen in the basement.
Nice.
So we're going to record down there, which will be fun. And I tell you, Center Square Grill, another one of those places. I love places that are really consistently good too, right? Not consistently.
What's the Italian one that's down in Longmeadow? It's like right on the Springfield Longmeadow line.
No.
God, I
This
love
one's
that
right
place.
in the center of East Long Meadow, right across from Big Y. Center Square.
No, this was
Grill.
like
It's in Center Square, right?
it was right across from not Elevation. But it was
Isn't Elevation a place you get a place where you get stuff to put in your shoes?
what?
Isn't that Elevation? Isn't that where you go to get your shoes, like lifts in your shoes?
No. Never mind. There used to be this good restaurant in Longmeadow, and I can't think of it. But across from that is this Italian restaurant that I'm thinking of, and they are awesome, and they are like super consistent.
Consistent is good. You know?
This is great. You could walk in there and have the same dish like every Monday for like 8 weeks,
Yep.
and it would be the same, and it would be delicious.
There is something to say about consistency.
Yeah.
Uh,
So what do you do with peaches, David? Well, we're back on track.
yeah, you know what I do with peaches?
Mhm.
And it's the only thing I do with them. I bring them home, and I wash them. And I can bring them, a big bag with a little handle.
Oh yeah.
Not a big giant bag, but a bag of peaches, like a bag of
It's
apples.
got like 8 or 10 peaches in it or
Yeah.
whatever.
Sometimes
Yeah.
12. I wash them, and then I put them in the strainer. And say I
Yeah.
have 12 peaches, I will sit there and eat. If they're ripe and ready to go, I'll sit there and eat 12 peaches. There is no time to waste unless someone else is
With a
doing
ripe
it.
peach. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's no time. I honestly believe it's an aphrodisiac. I'm like out of that Seinfeld show. I love peaches. I just think they are God's gift. And if they're again, if they're ripe, if they're not ripe,
Yeah.
touch
Oh
it.
yeah, no, not worth it.
But,
Or mealy. Ugh.
I hate that. But a
Yeah.
ripe peach, it's just I sit there and eat 12 on a hot day.
Yep.
And it's got to be good for you. Nothing that good can't be good for you. I don't know about 12, but I've eaten like
Probably not 12 of them.
I've
Yeah.
eaten 5 or 6 peaches in a day. Oh my
I
god.
like wrapping them in prosciutto with a basil leaf. That's good.
Oh, I've never done that. Oh, honey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Or I like so I can't eat the skins on a peach. I can't eat the skins on stone fruit.
Are you
and
allergic?
Apples and stuff like that. Yeah. I get like my back of my throat starts itching and stuff. It's weird. But so I usually blanch all my peaches, but what I'll do is I will blanch them and then I'll like kind of hollow out the middle of a peach and I'll fill it with goat cheese and then roast it in the oven and then drizzle it with honey and chopped almonds.
That's one thing I will do with peaches. I put goat cheese over them, a little bit of pepper, goat cheese, and then drizzle it with honey, which is my friend Tim Walco gave me that recipe.
Oh yeah.
Tim's a good cook. Tim used to own a golf course. He's a solid cook. Wants to know if she can take a shower. Don't care. Go ahead.
Go for it.
You're 23 years old. Do whatever you want. Anyway, a great talking to you as always, my friend. Have a great week. Say hello to your beautiful children and your husband for us. We appreciate all they do to give us an hour every week of your time. Because what somebody said to me, being a parent is like a lifelong sentence with no time off for good behavior. And that is the truth. It's a full-time job.
At least for the first like 18 years, and then you at least get a couple hours a day.
A couple hours a day, but then they come back. They never leave. That empty nest thing, which I kind of like because I have daughters. Andrea, thanks for being with us. And we're going to move right along. Hey, thanks for joining us today on Cooking Something Good. We had a great time. Special thanks to our guest. We had Maxime Gagné from Mitch's Deli in Montreal. It's on Rue Beaubien. And we had on one of my oldest friends, one of my closest friends, Yann Chabannet, owner of Geppetto. It's also on Rue Beaubien in Montreal. This is a great time to get out of here and take a little vacation. Montreal is beautiful in the late summer, beautiful in the fall. It's also beautiful in the winter. I happen to not mind the cold weather, so I like Montreal any time of year. But if you get a chance to go up, we've got some great gift certificates to both places, 50% off. It's at our shop. You go to csgbn.com and go to the shop, and you can just buy the certificates half off. And when you get up to Montreal, you can use them in both places. I guarantee you, you're going to love. Also, special thanks today to Andrea Jorgensen. Always a joy to have her on the show. Seattle to Sunapee. She always does a great job. And she is far more qualified when it comes to discussing technique and food and cooking than I am. And I always like surrounding myself with people who are smarter than me. That is not very difficult. Remember, check us out. You can see us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, our own site, csgbn.com, Spotify, Apple, all of them. All of them. You can find us everywhere. And remember, when you go there, like, follow, subscribe, do all those things. Not for you. Well, for you, because then you can see all the different shows and some of the humor we use. And we can talk about food with really great food people from all around the world. And we can tell you about great offers we have where you can save money. That's all cool, but it also helps us, so we appreciate it very much. We appreciate you listening to the show. That's it. Cooking something good is done. Remember, food is fun. Food is fun. Food is fun. Yeah, come on. Get it right, Dave. Remember, food is fun. Fun is food. And it's always foodie fun time. Here at Cooking Something Good. Until next time.